المدد صاحب السر طريقتنا صافي بحاجة جميلة. We spoke a little bit before the official broadcast. Sohbat for all the murids. Spoke before we started the mawlid, before the zikr. So by right, I don't have to speak anymore. Because the sunnat is just to give some short sohbat and to continue. But we may listen maybe to something that he's sending us. It's easier for me now not to speak, but we have to say something. Bismillahir Rahmanir Rahim. What do you think was going through the heart of the soldiers of Canakkale as they were fighting? What do you think was going through them? Like what we said before, the martyrs of Canakkale, they were not fighting for their country. They were not fighting for their country. Don't make no mistake. Every conflict now in this world that the Muslims are fighting, it is for their country. It is for nationalism. It is not for the ummah. It is not for the Khilafat. It is not for the shadow of Allah on earth. It is first for their own country. And whatever the ideology that their country is resting on, and I don't have to tell you that most of the ideologies of Muslim countries that they're resting on, it is not Islam. If it is either mixed up like Islamic Republic. Islam is its own system. A republic is its own system. Anyway, even if the country is saying 100% we are for Islam, you cannot be. It's impossible. Because Islam can only be ruled by a Khalifa. And the Khalifa must rule over the Ummah. What happened? The Ummah say, we don't want a Khalifa. So they became broken up. Their heads are removed. And now the rest of the body, it's in pain and is fighting with each other. Never going to stop. No solution until the Khilafat is restored. It's not going to be restored by you or me. It's not going to be restored by people who say, we want Khalifa, marching through the streets for nothing. Allah is going to restore. It is not through our votes or our power or through our military, nothing. Allah is going to appoint. And He's going to come with the haybat and with the power, the majestic power of the heavens. And He will pull the support of the believers then. So now, those soldiers and those ones who gave birth to these soldiers, their thought and their intention is to live and to die for the Khilafat, for Allah's sake, for the Prophet's sake. Nothing else. Majority of the Muslim world doesn't know what Canakkale is, isn't it? They don't know and they don't care. But they care so much about the war when there is, for example, partition is happening. They care. They care about the conflicts. They care for the conflicts between one country and another country. They understand and they commemorate those conflicts and those battles. One country, a Muslim country, fighting against another Muslim country, isn't it? Pakistan and Bangladesh. Still remembering. Understand how Islam began Gharib and it ends Gharib. And how Gharib, how strange were the soldiers of Canakkale. How strange is the idea of the reality, not the idea of Khilafat. That now it becomes the complete strange, that majority, they're not understanding, they're not believing, they're not wanting to know. If you don't know this, you have no connection to the heavenly sources. No connection. Because this continues. This history, this world will continue. Don't pay attention to the kids now. Listen to the sohbat now. Now is not the time to be looking at the kids. Adults are not listening to sohbats. That's why the kids, they're not listening to you. It's showing how ready we are. MashaAllah. But if we ask them, do you know Islam? Oh, I know Islam so much. I can give you ayats and hadiths to say to you, to follow this ayat and hadith, to give us advice. How you like that? One small thing and we are showing it. So now, where were we? Oh, the shaheeds of Canakkale, those ones who died for our sake, that they spilled their blood for our sake. Maybe we should listen to Sohbat a little bit to understand. If you know so much, you don't have to be here, definitely. Either you're going to grow up straight and strong in this way, or you're not going to be here. Okay. Anyway. Those ones, what was going through their mind? What was going through their mind? What was going through their heart? I don't feel like speaking anymore, because you're not interested. I'm going to pull something from their mind and from their heart for us to see. But you're more interested to look at other things, to look at your dunya. So, I'm trying to push. They may tell me, don't speak. They are not ready. They don't want to. Welcome to a Jamaat. You know Islam so much, huh? You know how to give me advice. You should sit and understand a little bit. If you sit and you understand, I don't have to speak. You will understand why this night is important and why Muslims are turning blind. Of course they are blind. Murids right in front of my face, they're turning blind. They're speaking, pulling from something, you think it's so easy, and they're busy with other things. Astaghfirullah alazim wa atubu ilayh. If Murids, their hearts are dead, what about the rest of the Muslim world? Oh. That's why nobody knows about Canakkale. Nobody is interested. The second most important battle in Islam in 1400 years. The Battle of Badr is important to establish the Islam, and the Battle of Canakkale is important to continue the Islam. But Murids, they are dead. They don't want to listen to that. They're interested in other things. MashaAllah to you. So much progress you've made. But number one, to tell other people what to do, what to say, what wrong they have done. Okay. Muslims must remember this night. Because if they had lost the Canakkale, the West, with all its highest technology, with all its soldiers, taking also from Muslim lands, soldiers, Muslim soldiers, that they tried to push through a short strait, a very small piece of land, with all their bullets and all their technologies, that the Ottoman soldiers, the soldiers of the Khalifa, the Mehmetchiks, they had nothing. They were boiling their boots. Are you understanding? You're foolish ones. Your stomachs are full. That's why your head is empty and your heart is empty. They had no food. They were taking their boots made of leather and they were boiling it and eating it to protect the Islam of you and me. When are you going to come out from this ghaflat? They had no bullets. The enemies were shooting and they were taking it. And they were using it. There was one girl that was holding a position. The enemies thought that it was a whole battalion, but it was only a few people and one young girl. And finally, when they broke through, they thought it was a whole battalion. They found just a few people and one young girl there. She was shooting. And when they looked at her body, they found that she had over 73 bullet holes in her body. Okay, this is game. Tonight is a game. Tonight is just coming here, dressing up, eating some food, saying Allah, 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 and then going back. That's how every year you are coming and you're not making progress. There's no spirit now. Oh, I must come. If I don't come, Hoja is going to yell at me. Don't come. Stay home and wait for angel of death to come to you. At least one night a year to sit and to think, and maybe to cry a few tears for them. That out of billions, how many billion Muslims? 2 billion Muslims. How many millions you think is remembering tonight and offering Fatiha for them? You think the whole Arab world is going to remember them? That they stick them back of the Khalifa's back with a knife? That they betrayed? But they died for their Lord, for us. They are in safety. We are not in safety. So what do you think is going through in their minds and in their hearts? Definitely not what you are going through right now. Because your hearts and your mind is filled with dunya, nothing else. Busy with dunya. As I'm speaking, you're busy with dunya. How are you going to even imagine them, what they are going through? Just imagine. How are you going to understand they're already Ahli Jannat that time? How are you going to understand that they're Ahli Zikr? That 253,000, they are 253,000 walis. That they are saints. That so many saints were in them. That our Grand Sheikh was there. How many remembering Canakkale properly is going to understand it properly and not turn it into a nationalism and not turn it into a secular understanding of what Canakkale is? How many? So we are fortunate and blessed to be in Sheikh and his association to get all this knowledge, ilm, and we are just squandering it away. We should not be. This is foolishness. This is wasting. Because they are watching us right now. They are watching us. They are looking at us. And then looking at our hearts. Whatever your heart is busy with. Don't say to me your heart is busy with Allah. we are asking for forgiveness. That we cannot carry this. We cannot carry this honor of this faith. But we are asking for them to bless us and to give us the strength to carry this. The strength is coming from nights like this, that you hold yourself a little bit tight and you put some discipline in you, and to tell your shaitan, leave me alone. I must sit and I must listen. I see people who don't understand English, they're sitting much better than you who understand. You don't understand what I'm talking about, but they're sitting with the manners. Why? Because the rahmat is falling to them and they are feeling it. May Allah make us to wake up and to understand. May Allah make us to step on our ego. May Allah make us to become more obedient ones. For the sake of the Holy Prophet ﷺ, Sultan al-Awliya and Sahib al-Saif al-Fatiha. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullah. This much is enough, inshallah rahman. If you have any questions, tell them to bring the tea. If not, those who are watching, have a good night. We still have a long night ahead of us. We have to listen, we have to do certain things tonight. Inshallah, to make us to understand. Zikr is supposed to make us to remember. The sohbat is a form of zikr. If the zikr, it is the essence of ibadat, what do you think the sohbat is? Because the nasihat is the same as the sohbat. And the nasihat is coming only from the prophets. And nights like this, we should listen to some sohbat, inshallah. As you like. You don't want to listen, like I said, you don't have to. But every place also has its own protocol. You go to a movie theater, you don't want to watch the movie, and you want to eat fried chicken. You cannot. You have to go outside and eat. I said, no, I paid for it. You cannot. So every place has its protocol. We keep it, they are watching it. And we get blessed, inshallah. As you like again. Assalamu alaikum. Fatiha. Just for everyone's information, since everyone is still here, I have to show this. This is the bayonet from the Battle of Canakkale. And with Chef and his blessings, it was presented to us after Chef and he had passed. And I have this in my room and I'm watching it every day. And every day I'm thinking of them. And this was used for the sake of Allah and His Khalifa. So it is a very important thing. It's real. Your religion is real. Your religion, our religion, it is flesh and blood. It is tears. It is not conferences. It is not mawlids. That is not the religion. The religion, for you and for me, it was a heavy price. And they paid, not us. Allah is saying, subhanahu wa ta'ala, do you think you're going to go to the paradises of those ones that are high and near to me without going through the test that they went through? We are remembering. They went through that test. Are we thinking? And if we think, you're going to answer to me very quickly and very honestly, what do you think is going to go through their heads and in their minds in that battle, and what will go through your head and your mind when you are faced with that situation, what do you think is going to go through? If you say, no, I'm going to fight for the sake of Allah, and everything is going to be easy for me, everything is, I say, you're lying. Because if you cannot even sit still and listen and obey for a few minutes once a year, that time you think you can fight against the enemy of Allah, fight against the Dajjal, you cannot even fight against your own ego for a few minutes. You understand? Alhamdulillah. May Allah forgive me and bless you. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullah. Fatiha.